Oh man, so much has happened. Like, a lot of stuff. If you haven't watched this before, it goes 48 graduated members and 46, and for those of you who don't know, 48 involves AKB48 as well as all the sister groups. Graduated can be from both 48 group and Sakamichi, and of course 46 is Sakamichi, which is the rival group of 48. So let's go into the news and see what happened while I was gone. So let's start off with AKB48 with their 53rd single. And first day sales, I always do this, we see exactly how well they did during the first day of sales for the brand new single. And this time the first day sales were 1,551,061 copies sold. With this, the total amount of AKB singles that have been sold have passed 50 million at 57.518 million copies sold of their singles. And that's not even including iTunes and all that. That's just like singles themselves. Which means they are the third best ranking in Japan and first in the female category. So congratulations to them. And let's see if they could hit number 2. I think they have a distance to go before they could hit number 2. Next up, let's talk about Produce 48. As we know, it has now been turned into iZone. Not iZone, it's actually IZ1. You know, just in case you got confused, just like I did. Because I mean, who pronounces IZ as eyes? But with this announcement, it seems like some AKB members had to move on and are actually going to be out of AKB or HKT or whatever group they were from. And now they have to go into IZ1 for 2.5 years. Not 1.5 as we originally thought, it's 2.5. Which in Japanese idol world, that is a long time, and a lot of fans will be gone by the time they come back. Now of course you have your loyal fans who will always be there, but the people who were just kind of there supporting, a lot of those will start disappearing. This is pretty much like a long-term hiatus or a soft graduation, and it's especially hard for HKT because they're top members. They're like the two pretty much top members. So this leaves a question, what will happen with HKT48? Will the one who's always double center with Nako always be there? Or will there be a return of someone who was on hiatus for a while? Huh, I might be excited for that one. But it seems like the last handshake events that will happen will be October 21st, and that is when they will say their goodbyes and go to IZ1. So some people might be happy about this if you're into K-pop, and some people might be sad about this if you live in Japan and you would always meet them every time and had a really good relationship with them, and now they're off to Korea. No, but seriously, Harupi, it's time for you to come back and take the crown. And speaking of IZ1, I know I'm talking about this for a long time, but it seems like for the 54th single, it will actually center a little bit with this, thanks to Miyawaki Sakura being the center. And of course, on the sides are the two people who will be going to IZ1. I would never imagine this teammate member to be in the front row for an AKB single, but hey, I guess the circumstances are what they are. And now we have this lineup. And one important distinction with this is Matsui Jurina, even though she came back from hiatus for a special performance thanks to Music Station. Music Station? I know she was in a theater show, but was it Music Station? I think it was Music Station. It seems like for this single, she actually won't participate in it. She's like nowhere in the Senbatsu. And it's pretty concerning. I mean, obviously she was the center for the past one and could only make 2 performances or 1 performance. So maybe she needs to take a little bit longer. Even though she says she's coming back soon, it might be a little bit longer before we fully see her in action. Maybe she just needs to like get her body warmed up again. Because as we know, Matsui Jurina was like super good at picking up dances like this. So I'm pretty sure she'll come back in no time. Now let's move on to some regular AKB48 events, just like the Janken rock, paper, scissors tournament that they usually have every single year. And it seems like they have finally done it, and we have the winners. The winners for this, the group is called Fortune Cherry. And for Janken, they made a little groups themselves, so like teams of 2 made a group and called this something. So it isn't like original groups or anything. It's like they made it themselves just for this Janken tournament. But anyway, it seems like a couple of 3rd draft members have actually won this, which is pretty interesting to see. And I'm curious to see how the single will actually sound. So if you're curious to see how this sounds as well, it comes out December 19th. And although I didn't watch Janken, it seems like compared to the 2 years ago. 2 years ago seemed like it was great. Didn't watch that one. Last year watched it, was kind of disappointed. Everybody was disappointed. So I imagine this year was similar. If it was a little bit different, if it was better this year than last year, please leave a comment down below if I should watch it or not. But if you're curious about it, you can go ahead and watch it. Next up, we have NMB48 with the 19th single. And this time, since Yamamoto Sayaka is going to graduate, Yamamoto Sayaka will be the center for this single. And in fact, the music video has came out for this. I know, man. Song is upbeat, you know, pretty average song. Had me tapping my foot a little. Nothing outstanding or anything, like just whatever. But the contrasting images of her saying goodbye to everyone and the flashbacks of her long hair to short hair, back to long hair, and all of it mixed together really hits you in the heart. And especially that ending smile at the end. I mean, watch the music video, highly recommended. They also do like a little NMB kind of thing, and the B looks like a longo messed up B. Trust me, you have to watch it to find out yourself. Really recommend watching this one for sure. And also the covers came out for that, by the way. Covers are okay, honestly, on this one. I really like the ones where it's just Yamamoto Sayaka. I think those came out pretty nice. Rest are kind of meh. Kind of looks like you went on Photoshop, did a color gradient, and called it a day in the background, honestly. And some of the other ones have a little bit too much lines going around everywhere. It's not my cup of tea, but I can see some people liking it. Anyway, let's move on to another music video with NGT48. That's how long I haven't talked about this. Here's NGT48's newish music video. Music video is called Sekai no Hito. And they go to Russia to film this, which is pretty interesting. It has like a little storyline to it. It's pretty long, so be prepared. But it's basically about this Russian girl and her journey through everything. And like, apparently she's like on Twitter and like, she does like cover stuff for like Love Live and stuff. I think it's Love Live. I might be wrong. I don't watch idol anime, so. Anyway, point is, she dances with NGT. The sign in the background is real cool. Some of these shots are actually really cool, and they're a little bit different than your usual one, and I really enjoyed that part of it. So if you want a little bit nice cinematography that's a little bit different from your usual music video, as well as a little bit of a mix of cultures, then I recommend this one. Next up is BNK48's version of Kimi wa Melody. And they tried to like do like a little, I'll say it's like an homage to the original one, because this time they went with more of a blue-pink theme instead of the regular AKB one where it was more of a red with very vibrant complementary colors. And honestly, I think the original one did it better. Maybe it was more budget because it's AKB. But it seems like they still tried their own. I kind of feel like if they did more of an homage instead of trying to copy it in pieces here and there, it would have been a little better. Like there was one scene where like it was like a lot of roses, but there wasn't enough to fill it up. So maybe like playing off of that kind of thing to it. Like I noticed in one shot it was like a background of just flowers on it, when in the AKB version it was just like real flowers all over the place. Yeah, so like maybe seeing that you can't go full out like that and accommodating was for the best, but I feel like trying to do it to a certain extent when the budget can't do it doesn't really make sense. So it might have been better to do something a little bit more of a twist, maybe have it a little bit. I like where the princess thing was going, in fact. Maybe if they continued more with that while still keeping the feel of Kimi wa Melody, I feel like that would have been good. And I feel like I'm rambling on, but recommend it. Cherprong, of course, stuck out to me, probably because I follow her on Instagram and I just see her stories every day, so I'm just used to seeing her face. But yeah, I think everyone looked good, and I think they did a good job on it. Next up, SKE48 will have their 9th gen auditions, and it seems like they'll actually be picking them on the 4th of November, and that's when it ends. So if you're interested, until November 4th is when your opportunity is. So go ahead and submit your submissions. You have to be ages 11 to 20 for this one. And connecting this, we actually have the Kenkyuuseis from SKE48, and it seems like they've been promoted. Oh yay, what a coincidence. Now that we're getting new people, you're going up in rank. And if you don't know what a Kenkyuusei is, it's basically like a research student. So they're basically people who are members, but they're not full-fledged members. They like dance on the theater, but they don't really participate in some stuff. Yeah, it's basically like a paid intern. Next up is an AKB48 surprise book that's gonna come out. Usually, It's the Mizuki or swimsuit surprise. But this year it seems like they're not doing that. They're going to do more casual clothes, which is an interesting concept because every single year they've done the swimsuit surprise, and this year it will be a little bit different. And in fact, Matsui Jurina, the actual person who actually won the whole Sosenkyo, is not going to be in it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Although having them in casual clothes I think is a little bit more interesting to see what variations they can do, because just seeing the same thing over and over gets kind of repetitive and kind of boring. I mean, these photo books over here are a little bit different because they're more themed, while that one is just like, hey, here's me, I won, kind of feel to it on every single page. So maybe with this one there'll be different themes, different colors, and maybe a little bit more variation in it. So if you're interested in that, you can pick it up on amazon.co.jp or CD Japan on October 17th. Now let's move on to more individual members, starting off with Obamina, who is going to be cast in the live action movie of Hellgirl. That's based on an anime. I think I've seen like a little bit of that anime. I haven't seen a lot of it, but it seems like she's cast in it, so great. So if you're interested in this movie or interested in Obamina being cast in it, she's not the main character, but she is cast in it. And this comes out autumn 2019. Next up, we have someone who's becoming more into fashion, and that is Murase Sai, who is becoming a producer for this is why I'm looking over here, because the name of this company is a little bit hard to pronounce. It's Gabi or Anjabi, one of those two. But yeah, super cool, and can't wait to see what comes out with it. Next up, a little bit more sad news, but that'll help us transition to the graduated section, and that is actually with Takeuchi Miyu. Great singer, has a YouTube channel, uploads on it, tries to comment in English, Korean, and Japanese, was on Produce 48. Unfortunately couldn't make it, even though that was the one I was rooting for the most, even though I didn't watch the series. She has announced her graduation, and I think that was the right decision for her to do, because she was never too popular in AKB, unfortunately. She had the talent, but again, in AKB it is not all about talent. That is only a percentage of it. Your character, how you interact with the fans, how you are on TV, how you are on so many different things plays into this. It's a real complicated situation, because I feel like her talent couldn't have taken her like to farther places, just like how it's done with other members, and I feel like she wasn't giving too much opportunity. But it seems like with her graduation she will be moving on to do other stuff, and hopefully she continues on the road to becoming a singer, whether in Japan or in Korea, whichever one she decides. I'm sure she will do great because she has a lot of talent. And next person who graduates, unfortunately, and I'm only going to mention the bigger members because then there'd be some members that have no idea what I'm talking about. But it seems like this time Matsumura Kaori, Kaotan Barbecue, seems like she announced her graduation as well. Known as the oldest lady in SK48, it seems like she has announced her graduation. The forever Kenkyuusei, if you watched earlier, Kenkyuusei, research student. She was one for a long time and even denied being a member just to continue the tale of her always being a Kenkyuusei until she was forced to become a member. But it seems like our cameraman, camera woman, should I say, or camera grandma, is finally going to announce her graduation, and she in fact did, and now she will graduate on and fly like a butterfly. And last bit, I left at the end just because it's a little bit disconnected from 48, but it has to do with 48, and that's with Last Idol. Now, Last Idol is an interesting thing because there's always new subgroups. Like, I don't even know how it works. I probably need to watch the TV show, but I can't find it, but I wish there were subs for it. It seems like it's a little complicated just from the outsider perspective. Like, different groups are in different singles. Again, not 100% sure how it works, but it seems like there is a new music video for it called Everything Will Be All Right. And that's right, it is in English, like that. So with this music video, I just watched it and I kind of like it. I feel like after a couple of listens, it might be stuck in my head. Everything will be alright. And then like the guitar, I think that's a Marty Friedman guitar solo, right? Like the vibratos kind of sound like him. Like it doesn't say in the description who did the guitar, but it kind of sounds like him. I don't know why, but I'm excited. I feel like I should watch Last Idol just thinking out loud now. I should probably check it out. They're in season 3 right now, and these are completely different people than when I saw the first couple episodes, so I don't know if the same system works, because apparently they pick the best people to replace people. And I know like Akipi has a group, Sashi has a group, like different people have different groups, and I don't know if this is like a, again, I don't know. If someone knows, please leave a comment down below. I'm actually super interested because their past singles have been pretty good as well. So, I mean, their singles have been doing good, at least for my ears. So I'm interested. Let me know. Oh, and by the way, the girl with the side swipe and brown hair distracting me from the other girls, I'll be honest. Alright, now let's move on to the graduated section. Starting off with the big news that I missed a while ago because it came out like 2 days after my Maida Atsuko video. And that's the fact that she's pregnant now. So it seems like it kind of was a shotgun wedding. So I guess some of you were right in the comments that it was actually a pregnancy. But nonetheless, congratulations and good luck to you, Maida Atsuko. Next up is Watanabe Mayu, who is in a commercial for Yakult? I still don't know how to pronounce that. And this is actually a really interesting commercial because it's her transforming into different personas. Like there's a dog, she turns into a dog. Probably shouldn't have started with that one. But she turns into a dog, she turns into like the thing she sees on the wall, she turns into a rocker chick. It's pretty interesting to see the different personalities that she takes on in this. I think she sings the background song too as well, kind of sounds like her. So if you're interested in Watanabe Mayu and see what she's up to recently, then 100% recommend checking this out if you want to see 3 minutes of Mayu walking around transforming. Next up is Watanabe Miyuki, aka Milky, and she has released a brand new music video. I talked about it a while ago that she was coming back to show business. And now she has released a brand new music video. It is basically concert footage mixed with her making the actual single. So it's pretty low budget in that standpoint. But I still recommend checking it out because you can never go wrong with watching some Milky. And last bit of graduated news is former NMB48 member Matsumura Megumi is actually cast in the Gundam 000 stage play. And it seems like she will be playing additional cast, not even like main cast. But still, as always, good for members to do some work after they graduate. If you're interested in this, 15th to 18th of February, that will happen at the Nippon Seinenkan Hall in Tokyo, and then at the Morinomiya Piloti Hall in Osaka from the 23rd to the 24th of February. So go ahead and check it out. 46 group, Nogizaka, Keyakizaka, sometimes Yoshimoto. I have a podcast on it if you want further details on any of this news or any news that I missed. Go ahead and check out the podcast that I do. Slope Club is the channel where you can find it. The Slope Podcast is what you can look up to find the podcast itself. By the way, there's other videos I do on there. There's a Necronomidol one. Check that out. As well as one where I had to eat very spicy hot wings and I had to guess idol names. Horrible. You guys know I'm horrible with idol names. So that's like the worst combination ever. Anyway, back to subject. Nogizaka 46 is actually releasing their 22nd single. Lineup is coming soon. Next Kojishu, we will actually get to see the lineup. My guess is Nishino Nane's center, since this is her final center. Or at least would be her final center, because she's been the most common center in Nogizaka without being like the definite ace of the group. But this single will come out the 14th of November, so it will come out when I am in Japan, so I will go the 14th and pick it up the first day. Very exciting. I might live stream it. But yes, a lot of people are guessing Nishino Nanase making this a graduation single, which is what a lot of people are hoping for. There will at least be a Nishino Nanase solo song in here. We've heard them before. Now we just need a final one. And if you didn't know Nishino Nanase was graduating, you can go ahead and look at my channel and watch the previous video I did just on that very subject. Nogizaka 46 going to Shanghai, and it seems like they will be going December 1st. I will be talking more about this on the podcast, so go ahead and look forward to that. There's a lot to talk about this, and seeing the lineup. Maya not going, you know, she's waiting for that US tour so she could come and, you know, go to LA and then I could see her. That's what she's waiting for. Yeah, she's totally gonna come to the LA one, right? I mean, she might have missed all the other international ones, but LA is the one she will go to. I mean, she shot her photo book there, right? Right? Keyakizaka 46 Ambivalence music video got voted for the best music video at the MTV Awards, of course, for the Japan category. So it seems like they really like that whole setup of cameras. I feel like that's really like early 2000s, like having the whole cameras like this line up, so then when they jump up in the air, it's kind of like stop motion, but it goes from all the different angles of the camera. I feel like that was the most impact that the music video had, so maybe they're like, oh hey, nice throwback over there. So yes, if you want to see a concert of them performing that song, that will happen October 10th. Next up, Nogi Bingo 10, finally coming October 8th. Hopefully we can all watch it and enjoy it, because it will be all on location shoots. So every single episode will be on location outside of the studio. And just from the previews alone, there's one of Yoda petting a pony and she's like crying about it. It already looks good and I'm super excited for this. It's been a while since Nogi Bingo last came out and I've missed it, and it's finally here. Nogizaka and Keyakizaka are working on a joint project called Zombie. We saw a little bit of it before. We thought it was just Nogizaka and it might have been a movie, but now it seems like part of it is a stage play, so it might be an Asahi Nagu type of situation. Because right now we have two teams comprised of members from Nogizaka, Hiragana Keyakizaka, and Kanji Keyakizaka. On Team Blue, we have Umezawa Minami, Kubo Shiori. On Kanji, we have Sugayuka, Moriya Akane, you know, that double captain. And then for Hiragana, we have Memi and Shiho. So interesting lineup. And then for Team Red, for Nogizaka, we have Mizuki. And then we have Yoda Yuki. And then for Kanji, we have Pon and Habu. Hiragana, we have Kyonko and Kosaka Nao. So pretty interesting how they're using some of these members. I would think some of these would be good in like a movie if they're doing the whole Asahi Nagu thing. Like I would think Akane and Yuka would probably be good in front of the camera. I mean, Kubo makes sense. She's already doing great in the stage plays, even though she's been on hiatus. Hopefully coming back. With this, it seems like she will be coming back. So we'll get to see her shine once again, because as we know, her singing voice is actually pretty good, especially with that Ikuta Erika double censor song they did a while ago. And now we go into more individual members, starting off with Horimiona, who is in the Hot's Gimmick live action movie. And she's actually playing the main heroine, which is actually the main character. And if you know anything about Hot Gimmick, it's pretty much like a shoujo manga. And it's not the other Hot Gimmick that's a game, it's the manga that's a shoujo. So don't get those two confused. So look forward to that 2019. I don't remember when the last time I saw Horimiona act in a movie, probably other than Asahi Nagu, which I've never seen. It could be good. I mean, Horimiona alone, you should watch it. Next up is a Rainbow Parakeet musical. And if you don't know what Rainbow Parakeet is, it is actually Tezuka Osamu's classic manga. I don't know why I butchered that name so much. Basically, two of the Sakamichi girls will be in this. It will actually be Ito Juna, and it will be, looking for the name real quick, Matsuda Konoka. I totally am bad with names. But yes, this will be running from the 4th to the 8th of October at the IEA 2.5 Theater in Tokyo. I think that's near Shibuya, if I remember right. And it's actually pretty cool that they're playing like protagonists and antagonists with each other. I don't know, that's just a little thing I found cool. But they're not the only ones starring in a musical or stage play. Actually, Wakatsuki Yumi is playing in a stage play, and it seems like she's playing like a really cool character in this. And I'm pretty excited to see this, how she plays off the cool character, because she usually plays off a really good cool character. And seeing her going to the top at a stage play performing this, I'm really excited to see this. I'll just say that. If you want to learn more, link down below. Finally, last bit of news, Yonetani Nanami. If you watched the video where we eat hot wings and try to guess members' names, I luckily, did I remember her name? Yeah, I luckily remember her name. It was on the podcast where I forgot her name. But it seems like our germaphobe is going to announce her graduation, because she's going to graduate. She announced it on her blog like a couple days ago, and it's really sad. It seems like she's leaving entertainment business to go to university to study. Really sad to see her go. Luckily, she knows what she wants, and she's going to go and focus solely on studying. She's not like Sugayuka that's doing both, or Aoi who just went on hiatus to go study. She's fully dedicating herself to studying, and I think that's really a character where you know if you're not committed to something 100%, then you don't do it. So she's committing herself 100% to school, and she's going full throttle on that. And I think it's really great of her to actually focus in on that and excel in it. And knowing her, I mean, she's pretty smart, so doing this doesn't really surprise everyone as this being a reason for her to leave. So wherever you go in life, Yonatani, I will meet you for the handshake event, and I will say goodbye there. I won't say goodbye here. And finally, that does it for the news of the, I don't know if I should call it news of the week anymore, of the AKB news. Thank you all for watching and sticking through this. I know it's a long one, and I know I'm going to have fun editing this and it'll probably come out like a day later than I wanted it to. Been so many roadblocks coming along the way. Work got in the way, life got in the way, family. It's super complicated, but I made this video. Hopefully you guys keep on watching, keep on sharing, keep on commenting, keep on watching, and until next time, please take care of yourselves, enjoy your idols, and spread the positivity to everyone. And inform, don't demand, please. Thank you all for watching.